Hello and welcome to this channel where we make learning about law easy. In this video, we will go over all 12 different branches of law. Make sure to watch until the end because there's one that might surprise you. Also, please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Constitutional law. This area of law revolves around the interpretation of a country's constitution. In the United States, for example, constitutional law covers topics such as separation of powers among the executive, legislative, and judiciary branches of government, as well as the protection of individual liberties and rights outlined in the Bill of Rights. Constitutional law also encompasses the concept of judicial review, which gives courts the power to strike down laws and actions of the government that are inconsistent with the Constitution. This helps to ensure that the government operates within the limits set by the Constitution and protects the fundamental rights and freedoms of citizens. Some key principles of constitutional law include the supremacy of the Constitution, the separation of powers, the rule of law, due process, and equal protection. These principles are essential for maintaining a balance between order and liberty in a society and ensuring that the government is accountable to the people it governs. Number 2, criminal law. Criminal law deals with conduct that is prohibited by law and punishable by the government as a crime. It defines acts that are considered harmful to society and establishes the punishments for those who commit them. Criminal law differs from civil law in that it is enforced by the government rather than by private parties, and the burden of proof in a criminal case is much higher, requiring that the prosecution prove the defendant's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Under criminal law, crimes are generally classified as either felonies or misdemeanors, with felonies being more serious and punishable by imprisonment for more than 1 year, and misdemeanors being less serious and punishable by fines or imprisonment for less than 1 year. Criminal law encompasses a wide range of offenses, including crimes against persons, such as murder and assault, as well as crimes against property, such as theft and burglary. It also includes white-collar crimes like fraud and embezzlement and organized crimes like drug trafficking and racketeering. Number 3, civil law. Civil law deals with disputes between private parties and covers a wide range of legal issues, including contracts, property, family law, and tort law. Unlike criminal law, which is enforced by the government, civil law is enforced through private lawsuits. In a civil case, the plaintiff, who is the party bringing the lawsuit, must prove their case based on the preponderance of the evidence, which means that it is more likely than not that the defendant is liable for the alleged conduct. Civil law is based on both common law, which is based on precedent, and statutes, which are laws passed by legislatures. Common law is based on the doctrine of stare decisis, which means that courts are bound by previous rulings in similar cases. Statutes, on the other hand, are written laws that apply to all members of society. Civil law aims to provide a framework for resolving disputes and providing remedies for parties who have suffered harm. Remedies in civil law can include monetary damages, specific performance, which is a court order requiring a party to perform a specific action, and injunctive relief, which is a court order prohibiting a party from engaging in certain conduct. Number 4, contract law. Contract law governs the creation, enforcement, and breach of contracts between parties. A contract is a legally binding agreement between two or more parties that creates mutual obligations that are enforceable by law. To form a valid contract, there must be an offer, acceptance, consideration, and a mutual intent to be bound by the terms of the contract. Once a contract is formed, each party is obligated to perform their duties as specified in the contract. If one party breaches the contract, the other party may be entitled to damages or other remedies. Contract law is based on principles of freedom of contract, which means that parties are free to enter into contracts of their own choosing, as long as the contracts are legal and do not violate public policy. However, there are some exceptions to this rule, such as in cases of where a court may refuse to enforce a contract or a clause that is so unfair or one-sided that it shocks the conscience of the court. Number 5, property law. Property law is a branch of law that deals with the ownership and use of property. It covers both real property which includes land and anything attached to it, and personal property, which includes movable items such as vehicles and furniture. Property law also covers intellectual property, which includes things like patents, trademarks, and copyrights. One aspect of property law is landlord-tenant law, which regulates the relationship between landlords and tenants and covers issues such as leases, security deposits, and eviction. Another aspect of property law is eminent domain, which allows the government to take private land for public use with just compensation. Easements is another topic in property law, which allows one person to use another's land for a specific purpose. Property law is essential for maintaining order and stability in society and ensuring that individuals have the right to own and use property without interference. Number 6. Family law. Family law deals with legal relationships and issues involving family members, including marriage, divorce, child custody, and adoption. It covers a wide range of topics, including marriage laws, which define the legal requirements and formalities for entering into a valid marriage, as well as laws governing the dissolution of marriage, also known as divorce. Family law also addresses issues related to child custody and support, including the legal rights and responsibilities of parents towards their children. Additionally, family law deals with adoption, which is the legal process of taking another person as child and treating them as one's own, and guardianship, which is the legal right to make decisions on behalf of another person who is unable to do so for themselves. It also covers domestic violence laws, which aim to protect individuals from abuse and provide them with legal remedies and protective orders. Paternity laws are another important aspect of family law, which establish the legal fatherhood of a child and determine child support obligations accordingly. Number 7. Employment law. Employment law is a branch of law that governs the relationship between employers and employees. It covers a wide range of issues, including hiring, firing, wages, hours, workplace safety, and discrimination. In the United States, most states follow the doctrine of at-will employment, which means that either the employer or the employee can terminate the employment relationship at any time with or without cause, unless there is a contract for a specific duration. However, there are some exceptions to this rule, such as when an employee is terminated for a discriminatory reason or in retaliation for reporting illegal activity. Federal law prohibits discrimination based on protected characteristics such as race, religion, sex, national origin, and age. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or EEOC, is responsible for enforcing these laws. Employees who believe they have been discriminated against can file a complaint with the EEOC, which will then investigate the claim and attempt to mediate a settlement between the parties. If a settlement cannot be reached, the EEOC may file a lawsuit on behalf of the employee. Number 8. Corporate law. Corporate law is a branch of law that regulates the formation, operation, and dissolution of corporations. It covers a wide range of topics, including the creation of corporations, the rights and duties of shareholders, directors, and officers, mergers and acquisitions, and the dissolution of corporations. Corporations are legal entities that are separate from their owners and are responsible for their own debts and obligations. Corporate law requires that corporations be managed by a board of directors who are elected by the shareholders. Directors have a fiduciary duty to act in the best interests of the corporation and its shareholders. Corporate law also regulates the process for mergers and acquisitions, which are the combination of two or more corporations, or the purchase of one corporation by another. Mergers and acquisitions are subject to various legal requirements, including disclosure rules, antitrust regulations, and securities laws. Number 9. Tax law. Tax law is a branch of law that deals with the taxation of individuals, businesses, and other entities. It covers a wide range of topics, including income tax, property tax, sales tax, and estate tax. Income tax is a tax on the earnings of individuals and businesses and is generally based on a graduated income scale. Property tax is a tax on the value of real and personal property and is typically levied by local governments. Sales tax is a tax on the sale or transfer of goods and services and is typically levied by state and local governments. Estate tax, also known as the death tax, is a tax on the transfer of property after someone's death. Tax law is essential for funding government programs and services and is a significant source of revenue for governments at various levels. Compliance with tax laws is mandatory, and taxpayers who fail to comply may face penalties and interest. Number 10. Immigration law. Immigration law is a branch of law that deals with the legal process of people entering and residing in a foreign country. It covers a wide range of topics, including visas, citizenship, deportation, and asylum. Visas are permission slips that allow individuals to enter and stay in a foreign country for a specific period of time for purposes such as work, study, or tourism. The process for obtaining a visa varies depending on the purpose of the visit and the nationality of the applicant. Citizenship is the legal status of being a member of a particular country. Individuals who are born in a country or who meet certain requirements may automatically become citizens of that country. Deportation is the process of removing a person from a country, typically because they have violated immigration laws or committed a crime. Asylum is a form of protection that is granted to individuals who fear persecution in their home country due to race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. Family-based immigration allows individuals to obtain a visa or green card if they have close relatives who are citizens or residents of the United States. Employment-based immigration allows individuals to obtain a visa if they have a job offer in a field for which there is a shortage of qualified workers in the United States. The Diversity Immigrant Visa Program, also known as the Green Card Lottery, is a program that provides visas to individuals from countries with low rates of immigration to the United States. Number 11. Intellectual property law. Intellectual property law is a branch of law that protects the rights of creators and inventors. It covers topics such as copyright, trademark, patent, and trade secrets. Copyright protects original works of authorship, such as books, music, and artwork, from unauthorized copying or distribution. Trademark protects words, phrases, or symbols that identify and distinguish goods or services of one party from those of others. Patent protects inventions and allows inventors to exclude others from making, using, or selling their invention for a limited period of time. Trade secrets protect confidential information that gives a business a competitive advantage. Intellectual property law is important for fostering innovation and creativity. By providing incentives for individuals and businesses to invest in research and development, it also prevents the unauthorized use of others' creative and innovative work and protects the rights of creators and inventors. And no. 2. International law. International law is a set of rules and principles that govern the relations between states and other international actors such as international organizations, businesses, and individuals. It covers a wide range of topics, including war crimes, human rights, environmental protection, and international trade. International law is primarily based on treaties and customary international law, which is based on the practices and precedents of states. International law aims to promote cooperation and peaceful relations between states and to provide a framework for resolving disputes. It also serves as a basis for holding individuals and entities accountable for their actions in the international arena. Thank you for watching our video on the 12 different areas of law. We hope that you enjoyed the video and learned something new. Please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Have a great day.